On this episode of The Edward Show, I'm going to be talking about if there is a faster way to rank on Google than the typical 3 to 6 months. People always say it takes 3 to 6 months. Expect 3 to 6 months to rank on Google, but can you do it faster? Can you do SEO faster than that? That's what I'm going to be answering. I'm going to say yes or no. And if the answer is yes, I'm going to tell you how to do it. That's what I'm talking about on episode 239 of The Edward Show. This is my daily growth hacking, growth marketing podcast. Do this thing every day, 239 consecutive days. That's what's in store for you today. This question came because my friend sent me a TikTok. Actually, it's an Instagram reel and a TikTok that's doing quite well. And the guy opens by saying, marketers always say it takes 3 to 6 months to rank on Google. But is that true? That was the guy's hook. That was the opening for the video. And then he shows himself ranking much faster than 3 to 6 months. By month 2, he was getting substantial traffic on a new article. The video doesn't actually share how he does this. The video doesn't share anything about the site that it was on. It could have been an established domain. It could have been a big domain with tons of domain authority, tons of website authority that says to Google that this is a reputable site and you should trust the content on the site. It could have been a site like that. It could have been a new site and he was doing something different. He doesn't say any of that stuff. But I said back to my friend, because my friend sent it to me as a point. Because I say to my friend, he asked me, how long is it going to take me to rank on Google? And I actually say 3 to 6 months. And the reason for that is because he doesn't have a huge press budget. Or if he was going to, he still wouldn't properly know how to use it. So what I said when my friend sent me this video, the point was that you can rank on Google in under 3 to 6 months. And I said, sure, you can do that if you have a press budget. And my friend said, what does a press budget have to do with that? And the answer is, if you have a press budget, you can acquire backlinks from very reputable websites and jumpstart your domain authority very fast. So let's break this down. Domain authority is measured by the quality and the quantity of websites that link to your website. These are the basics of SEO. This is domain authority, and these are backlinks. When one website links to your website, that is called a backlink. You want to have lots of backlinks. And even better is when you have backlinks from authoritative, established websites. These are websites like the New York Times. These are websites like institutions, universities, government organizations that end with .gov. It could be a niche blog and not have a lot of domain authority on its own that links to your site, but it could also be a very respected blog. And because of that, that is also very valuable. And you want to have a mix. Because if you only have one of one thing, then it looks suspicious to Google's algorithms. And if you have a press budget and you're appearing in one big website, usually other websites will syndicate the information that is on a big website, so you will appear on more. It's a trickle-down effect. And the thing is, even with a new site, you can rank really fast on Google if you have a press budget. If you have PR people who are submitting stories about you to their journalist contacts, big major publications, and those publications are writing about you. Now, is this the only way to use a press budget? No. You could also use a press budget to do a stunt and go viral. That one is more risky because you might not go viral and then you've wasted the budget, but you could use it to build some sort of app that is used and is free and it's simple and it's cheap to build and it's free within your niche. And then lots of different websites in your niche are linking to that free app. This is a very common thing. It's called linkable assets. I made a whole episode about linkable assets. Episode 216 is my entire episode about linkable assets. So you could use a press budget for that. You could use a press budget to build the asset and then send the asset out and share the asset in places where people will see it. But it could also just be a straightforward PR push. 3 to 6 months, people say 3 to 6 months because if you make a piece of content on its own, and you put that on an established domain. Here's what 3 to 6 months mean. You make a piece of content and you put it out on its own on an established domain. On its own means you're not really doing press for it, but the domain is established enough, reputable enough. Then it will take 3 to 6 months to rank on Google on its own. But you can do this a lot faster if you have a super authoritative site. So if you have a super authoritative site, things will rank much faster. And if you don't have a super authoritative site, then you can build domain authority to that site, or you can build page authority to that page. You can send the backlinks to the specific page, to the new page. But if you're trying to rank for lots of different keywords on a site, then you want to build the domain authority overall. The domain is what the root domain is, edwardsturm.com. Edwardsturm.com is the root domain. If I had app.edwardsturm.com, app would be a subdomain. And a page is edwardsturm.com/newsletter. That is my newsletter page. That is a page. So you have a page, you have the root domain, you have subdomains, and the pages live on the main domain. And as the main domain gets more it's so hard to say. As the main domain gets more authoritative, as a root domain gets more authoritative, everything ranks better. And that's why press pushes are super valuable, but they're also expensive. Cheap ways to do press pushes, like I said, are make linkable assets. You can make a linkable asset for $500. You can make that go viral on Product Hunt or on Beta List or on Reddit, and you might get tons of very valuable backlinks that way. In fact, I've done this many times with a very small budget. You don't even have to have a budget if it just goes viral on its own. I've done this. I've seen it happen. So you could do that. But not everyone's going to do that. Maybe someone just wants a story about their company to go viral, because stories as well. Linkable assets are great because they attract users and backlinks, but stories do the same thing. But so on this episode of The Edwards Show, this is going to be a short one. I'm going to keep it short. I wanted to answer this simple question. Does it take 3 to 6 months to rank on Google? The answer is no. No, it does not. If you have a press budget, or you can do these things on your own, you can reach out to journalists on your own, and you have a salacious story, a good story, a story that they can share and talk about, that other people can share and talk about. Or you can put out a press release that is picked up. Press release, you can put that out for $500, $600 and have it distributed widely within the $500, $600 price. Use prlog.org. That's what I use. Or you have a good linkable asset, and then you get backlinks, and they come fast, and they come from authoritative sources. And if that happens, it takes much shorter than 3 to 6 months to rank on Google. There is the answer. This is episode 239 of The Edwards Show. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. I am feeling amazing. I hope you're feeling amazing too. Let's get some users. Let's get some visibility. Let's get some growth. I want to keep talking. I'm having so much fun. But I'm going to share a cool story tomorrow. That's what I'll do. I'm going to share the story that I wanted to share tomorrow. I'll do that. Thank you so much. I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye now.